Thank you. I beg your pardon? So, okay. I'd like to read something to you first. I've been playing the piano a lot tonight, and I'm trying to get away from it and just do other things. But I have this relationship with the piano because, like, when you're very young and as you're growing up, you try and find things that help you get through life, right? And you know the way if you're like you find something that you're good at, you kind of or you're kind of that I don't know, is like your pass through school or something like that. You know, just whatever, whether it's sport or whether you're smart or anything at all that you can do just to get through the bloody thing. And I found I had this relationship with the piano, and I wanted to. I wrote this little thing about a piano at my auntie's house in a place called Rathfriland in County Down in Northern Ireland, right? And so I'd like to read that for you, if that's okay. Okay. The piano is called. My parents tell me that the first time I cried, which wasn't on account of, you know, like a primal need for food or cuddles, boils, or cutting teeth, was when my granny played the piano in the front room of Rathfriland. She was already deaf and close to the end, and the flaws in her playing were upsetting to everyone. Yet, the crescendo and soar at the close of Danny Boy tugged my tiny, not yet 2 years old, soul strings, and I was inconsolable, really. I only stopped crying when she stopped, then howled again when she continued. In earlier years, she had taught piano to my mother, her 3 sisters, and her 2 brothers. My older cousins, and my 3 older sisters too, sat under her stern but kind tutelage, knitting needle correction with a warm heart. She died when I was 2, but the piano remained. For many years to come, and visiting my aunt, who still lives in the house my mother had been born in, it wouldn't take long before the adults' conversation in the back room faded to my black and white toothed friend who would call me from the other room. The good front room overlooking the square, only the dark, small cupboard under the stairs near the kitchen, which boasted a wind-up monkey with cymbals and the macabre possibility of trapped mice, would occasionally entice me to stay where my older relatives sat laughing and drinking coffee. Instant silence as I closed the door behind me and crossed the thick, flower-patterned carpet to where the piano lived, another world. I approached curiously, a mix of familiarity and respect. This wasn't my piano, which was bigger, vaunted several cracked keys, and had generally seen more abuse. This was my piano's cousin, a smaller creature with a slight whiff of polished self-confidence and more than a hint of loneliness. I gave it my time, which I think it appreciated. Both of us would feel a little self-conscious to begin with, which, you know, aware of not letting our conversation spill down the hallway. After a few minutes, though, we would joke and reminisce and lose ourselves in the exchange. If there was a lull, I would reach for one of the books which sat on neat shelves near the window. Invariably, my hand would find the one containing the fairy tales of Hans Christian Andersen, and the volume would almost automatically fall open at the story of the soldier, the old woman, and the dogs with increasingly large eyes. I didn't mind that the piano looked over my shoulder as I read. It was a rarely visited room after all, and the books hadn't been open for a long time. Now I am an adult, and when I visit Rathfriland, I sit in the back room, the one with the window overlooking the long sloping cement yard, and I talk with my aunt, who tells me about her garden and shows me the pictures of my cousin's children. I only now realise how long it's been since I sat in the other room, alone with my old dear friend.